Bombers in business. Neil Hughes lines up at the tight end spot, gets a block, shoots straight ahead, second level, and then gets cut down after another first down. Good burst by Corey Sheets.
Well, that's a devastating penalty for the Bombers, trying to climb back in this one. That was a second down play. Durant was throwing it away. And Muamba gets the late hit and extends this drive into field goal range. It's just, these are the game-changing type penalties. I mean, I know there's a huge deficit here, but for the Bombers to try and scratch back into this one, they can't make mistakes like that.
Oh, first down, little confusion, pressure, and Hall can't trip him up. But Durant has to take a big hit. Jason Vega helps take him down. Marcellus Bowman flying in there, and Dominic Picard goes over to talk to Bowman.
Well, the offensive line is going to protect the quarterback whether they're right or wrong. Doesn't matter to them. But I think it was all clean from Marcellus Bowman because Durant wasn't down. Tripped up there.
And Durant has taken a knee, so Darian Durant still feeling the effects of that, and he's going to have to come out of the game for at least 3 plays. And that looked like a botched play because...
Yeah, it was.
Darian Durant with a 28-point lead, not likely to risk taking some hits like that, but does take a shot to the head and got up, but then decided he better get back down and get some help.
Watch the left arm and shoulder pad of Marcellus Bowman there, right through the ear hole, basically, of Durant on the right side. Looked like he had regrouped when he turned around, then he just decided against it, took a knee. And you're right, now the training staff comes out, whether he's good or not, he's going to have to sit out 3 plays for sure. I still, you know, I think he becomes a running back in the open field. And because he was tripped up a little bit, he couldn't slide. He was just trying to keep his balance. I thought that was pretty clean hit, other than you could maybe argue a bit of a forearm. But beyond that, Marcellus Bowman can come up and make a hard tackle, no question.
Fans who have been more than critical of their starting quarterback in recent weeks give him a nice cheer as he comes off. And a guy until today who might have been the most popular Rough Rider in the last week or two, Drew Willie, will come in and try and sustain this drive. University of Buffalo product. The rookie looks at 2nd and 9. And he's in trouble. Gets it away to Taj Smith. And Taj Smith not going to get the first down as he is brought down at the 29-yard line, and a late flag there. And who gets this penalty, as the Bombers indicate might have been Taj Smith, who tossed the ball at Brandon Stewart after the tackle was made.
Objectionable conduct, Saskatchewan number 88. After the play, it's 3rd down.
So will that change the field goal possibilities for Corey Chamberlain? Hardly worth the bother, but it will get you the flag whether fans at home like it or not.
Yeah, no, it will.
Card alive, the card's alive.
But they will try the field goal. DeAngelis from 50 and 30. That one from 50 early off the upright and in gave you the feeling it might be the Riders' day, and he lines this one through to expand the lead, 31-0 Rough Riders. Bombers start at the 35, first possession, second half. Joey Elliott still at the controls. Here comes the blitz. Elliott gets it away, and Terrence Edwards again. And he's brought down by the safety, James Patrick, at the 42-yard line.
It was Tyrone Brackenridge on that blitz, and took an inside angle. Joey Elliott bought himself some time by bouncing outside of it. Brackenridge having a big first half for Saskatchewan on defense and on the special teams.
Paul Swiston checks in, part of the jumbo team for the Bombers. Second and about 2.5. And Simpson off the right side has the first down, and then Patrick will meet him. Spot should be first down territory at the 45.
First half, Chad Simpson had 37 yards of offense. There's the numbers for Joey Elliott, just 52 yards passing. Ian Logan had a good first quarter, a couple tackles, had a quarterback sack, and made a nice play on the teams to avoid Riders from recovering a kick with an onside player, James Patrick.
Simpson averaging 71 yards rushing a game, second in the CFL. Gets the first down. Elliott to work. That pass incomplete, but a flag flies. Brackenridge again matched up against Edwards.
Right in his hip pocket. Edwards could not get separation, and you don't say that very often about Terrence Edwards. We'll see what the flag was. He too close?
Pass interference, Saskatchewan number 41.
It was too close.
A 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
He disagrees, but Tyrone Brackenridge was too close. And that's why I was surprised as Terrence Edwards broke on that out. He usually gets a yard or two separation. He didn't on that one. It's probably because he was being held.
So the Bombers first down just inside Saskatchewan territory off the fingertips of Simpson, incomplete. As Eddie Russ, the defensive halfback, was closing quickly. Just wanted to mention that Glenn Johnson in charge. There's the headlinesman, Don Cousins. Our congratulations go out to him today. Game number 250 of his CFL career. Well done.
And those headlinesmen, guess they stand right in front of the coaches and the players, and they get an earful game in, game out, I guarantee you.
Second and 10. Here comes Heat. Elliott steps up, gets it away. Intercepted. It's Brackenridge. Tie run. Brackenridge is bumped out inside the 20. What a day for a guy who almost missed the starting lineup. Already a touchdown, now a pick.
Tyrone Brackenridge gets the interception, but let me show you how pressure on the quarterback can help a secondary and linebacking core. Mick Williams going to provide pressure on Joey Elliott. Terrence Edwards is open on the break, but 95 gets up in his face. Now there's Edwards. See, he's open there, but he has to go across, and outside of that, avoid the pressure. Now the timing's off. Brackenridge jumps it.
Second interception of the year for Brackenridge. It's the first by the Roughriders since July 14th. And a souvenir for his daughter. Drew Willie still at quarterback with Darian Durant knocked out of the game and an incompletion.
That's why he came out and do it like that.
But it's been a long time between interceptions for the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
And it's been one of the reasons they've struggled. When you think it, a lot of the focus has been on turnovers offensively for Saskatchewan, but they haven't generated the takeaways either. And just 4 in their 5-game losing streak, and that's been an issue. They lose that turnover battle, get the interception, and good field position again here. And a block punt already in this game.
47.
Second and 10 for the Riders. Bombers show pressure. Here's Dressler, and he is met by Damon Washington. And the second man, Suber, will make sure Dressler doesn't advance. Let's check back in with Lee Jones and an update on Darian Durant.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Darian Durant spent some time on the bench speaking with doctors and then went over to Corey Chamberlain during that drive to briefly talk with him. All the team is saying right now, is being pretty secretive, is that it's an upper body injury and that he's going to sit out the next couple of series and they'll determine whether or not he'll be back in the football game, guys.
No need to take any chances right now. And DeAngelis comes back on. 30-yard attempt. Out of the hold of J.T. O'Sullivan. And Sandro hits another. And the lead expands midway through the third quarter.
This afternoon so far has been Tyrone Brackenridge, a block punt that he scooped for a touchdown. And on the last defensive series, had an interception for the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
And we also want to salute our other game changer in the stands, Robin Bellamy, who in support of the Children's Hospital Foundation of Saskatchewan organized a ride-a-thon from Saskatoon to Regina yesterday. 25 hours to bike down here. All in support. Goal to raise $10,000 for the foundation. Has raised $7,000 so far. We salute Robin Bellamy for his great work. Joey Elliott, a pass knocked down, and not a whole lot going right for this struggling Winnipeg Blue Bomber offense.
Shamari Williams looked like got involved there. He was asked to move over from the middle linebacker spot in this game to make room for Joe Lobendon, and didn't pout about it, just went to work and makes a play there. First down.
Sholigan to the sidelines. Second and long. An extra DB is in as Greg Butler's in the secondary. Joey Elliott trying to make something happen. And downfield, he's got Clarence Denmark. A big play. Denmark fumbles and gets back on it. And now are they ruling incomplete? One official has it spotted. They'll talk about it, and now they do say pass incomplete. See if Tim Burke elects to challenge that. Might be his first challenge decision. Let's take another look. Saw a controversial one on Friday night.
It looked like to me, I know that's in slow motion.
A little bit of a back pedal there, but was he still bobbling the ball? This will give you a better look. There's the strip by Eddie Russ.
A team that's starving for a big play offensively. That's almost worth. They're talking about it on the sideline now, and
they'll save the challenge.
I might have thrown the challenge flag there.
Dressler fields the punt, trying to get outside. Flag comes down. And Dressler gets the face mask as he's taken down by Alex Suber. So a couple of flags on the play. And it looks like one going on either side.
Horse collar may be the call on the tackle here. Question
it is
there,
a horse collar, not a face mask. There was a penalty marker on the opposite side of the field.
Legal block, Saskatchewan number 21. Major foul, horse collar tackle, Winnipeg number 21. Net 5 yards, first down.
So offsetting penalties to the 21s, Waldo and Suber. Rough Rider football at the 51. Let's check back in with Lee.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Darian Durant has made his way into the locker room. He is now doubtful to return to this game. They were checking out his neck and head a little more on a bench before they made their way through there. So Drew Willie is in. Not only a short yardage quarterback, but he has taken reps at practice this week with the first team. So he does have some level of comfortability with them, guys.
There's the quarterback option. Drew Willie lunges ahead down to the Bomber 50-yard line. Out of the University of Buffalo. 13 of 19 in limited duty this year. A guy who comes out of a system run by former Rough Rider coach Danny Barrett, and Turner Gill was at the University of Buffalo, a throwback name for fans of the CFL back in the early 80s with Montreal. And a former star at Nebraska. And pitch to Sheets trying to get outside, and he is brought down. Good defensive play there by Suber with pursuit by Brandon Stewart.
Yeah, and it was Brandon Stewart that bought his teammates some time to get there, and Alex Suber to come in and from the secondary cut down Corey Sheets on that wide pitch. If not for Brandon Stewart, Corey Sheets turns the corner, and now he's head up one-on-one on Suber, but he had to keep going towards the sideline because Stewart was in chase.
First possession for the Riders with the win. Well, I was going to say where they didn't score, but they will get a point here on the long single by Milo. Well, when you're looking for somebody to kickstart this offense, it's a pretty good number to dial up, isn't it?
Yeah, he leads the team in all stats, and when you project his numbers, Chris Matthews on pace to almost set a record in the CFL, just shy of Matt Clark's mark in 1991 first-year receivers. Yet he's only got 8 yards receiving in this game this afternoon on 2 catches.
Coming off back-to-back 100-yard games. And they're looking for Edwards downfield, and Terrence Edwards makes the catch. Flag comes down. Chris McKenzie on his back. And one way or the other, it should be a big pickup for the Bombers.
Chris Matthews runs that short out route and opens up his teammate Terrence Edwards in behind on the corner.
Pass interference, Saskatchewan number 39. First down at the point of the foul.
A 26-yard gain to the Rough Rider 50-yard line. Heavy hit, stayed upright until he's finished off by the second man through. Shamari Williams with the tackle.
To give a credit to on the outside, just to finish up that story, Chris, on Chris Matthews, who's been such a big play guy for the Bombers and a guy that you look to bring you out of these kind of holes with 400-yard games. And right now, Terrell Mays on the corner has been matched up with him quite often, playing very well, and he's a rookie out there as well. Of course, the addition of Milt Collins to the wide side. Veteran, late addition for this one.
2nd and 7. There they go. Take a shot for Matthews, and he can't make the catch. Mays right there. And Brackenridge gets in his ear. Late flag. And did somebody get a shot in on the quarterback? Brent Hawkins indicating it's going against the Bombers. So maybe a little dust up after the ball was thrown, and Odell Willis helping the officials.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness, Winnipeg number 68. 15-yard penalty, it's 3rd down.
So the center, Justin Sorensen. And that will be another infraction that will come with a fine. And Tim Burke going right over to his center to address that. 13 penalties last week. That was in an inspired Winnipeg performance against the Lions that almost resulted in the upset win. That was the one negative. The number of penalties, that lack of discipline that Tim Burke talked about. Another bad punt by Renault. And Saskatchewan fans might be a little surprised. Weston Dressler still returning kicks with a 35-point lead.
Well, Tristan Jackson was a scratch for this game this afternoon. He's been their returner. Jock Sanders can also return, but I think Corey Chamberlain, when he puts Weston Dressler back there, wants the sure hands more than the returns, and will be just fine with his receiver running out of bounds.
Winnipeg number 30, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Just a 20-yard punt by Mike Renault. And the no yards call tacked on against Will Ford.
Good, Ben.
Drew Willie stays at the controls. 2 minutes left, third quarter. Short drop, the out, and Dressler couldn't reach it, but another flag comes out. Jonathan Hepney was in coverage.
Been a tough week for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and
Legal contact on a receiver, Winnipeg number 23. It's a 10-yard penalty. Turns out to be a first down.
with the firing of